It's been called the best restaurant in the world, and it can make you wait for hours to get in. They've had lines of 2,000 people waiting to get in their restaurants. Their service is so legendary that they have their own university teaching the next generation of servers how to be the best. And their food is insanely popular, with over 4 billion servings of noodles served every year, and it gets even crazier. If you dine at this restaurant, you might end up leaving with an unexpected free gift or a new friend. This is the Haidilao Story. The story begins in the late 1980s in a small village called Tungxi. In China, two cousins, Zhang Yong and Zhang Gang, were born into poor families. The cousins were very close and shared a dream of becoming successful businessmen. Despite their humble beginnings, the cousins worked hard to achieve their dreams. After graduating from high school, they went to college, studying hotel management. While in college, they learned about hot pot, and they fell in love with the business opportunity. Hot pot is a Chinese dish consisting of a simmering liquid broth that is commonly shared between diners. It's perfect for group settings because everyone can cook their own food in the pot and eat together. But despite its popularity, hot pot restaurants were typically seen as low-class businesses, serving low-quality ingredients. Most hot pot restaurants were also self-serve, meaning customers would serve themselves and clean up after themselves. It was extremely labor-intensive, and margins were super low, which is why most hot pot restaurants barely made any profit. But this was all about to change. After college, Zhang Yong and Zhang Gang teamed up with another friend named Xu Ping to open a hot pot restaurant. But instead of following the traditional model of serving low-quality ingredients and having customers serve themselves, they decided to do the opposite. They would serve only the highest quality ingredients and provide exceptional customer service. This included things like free drinks, free refills, and even free desserts. Their idea was a hit, and the restaurant quickly became popular among college students. Customers loved the combination of great food, great service, and reasonable prices. Soon enough, word of mouth spread beyond college campuses, and the restaurant began to attract a wide range of customers. In just 2 years, they had turned a small village restaurant into a local success, and by 1996, they were ready to expand. But before they could expand, they needed money. So they took out loans from their families and friends and opened a second restaurant in another city. The second location was even more successful than the first. Within 5 years, they opened 7 more locations across the region. But then something unexpected happened. The government came in and shut them all down. It turned out that one of their partners had stolen millions of won from the company. With all of their restaurants closed and all of their life savings gone, the 3 friends were devastated. They didn't know what to do next. But after a while, they picked themselves up and started planning their comeback. This time, they wanted to be smarter about their operations and minimize the risk of theft. Instead of opening more restaurants, they decided to focus on franchising. They would keep all the restaurants under one roof and continue improving their operations. But there was still a big problem. No one was going to franchise a restaurant that had previously gone bankrupt. So they had only one option left: buy out the other restaurants. They spent the next few years scraping together every penny they had, until finally in 1999, they had enough to purchase 5 restaurants. With the restaurants now back in their hands, they were ready to turn things around. They revamped the menu, improved customer service, and tightened security against theft. Then they did something crazy. They offered to sell franchises for just 1 yuan. That's right, 1 single yuan. Of course, this didn't cover the cost of starting the business, but it did send a clear message that if the franchisees followed their system, they would be successful. Looking back, this was probably one of the biggest risks of their lives. But luckily it paid off. In 2002, just 3 years later, Haidilao had more than 100 franchises across the country. As the number of franchises grew, so did their revenue. By 2007, they were pulling in more than $10 million per year. But they weren't done yet. They had set their eyes on a new target, the United States. At this point, they knew that expanding internationally would be their biggest challenge yet. Not only would they have to deal with different regulations, different suppliers, and different customers, but they would also have to deal with a different cuisine. Luckily, they were up for the challenge. They spent 2 years scouting locations and developing a US-friendly menu. Finally, in 2009, they opened their first American location in Los Angeles. Just like in China, business was booming. Within 5 years, they had expanded to 13 cities across the US. But then something unexpected happened. The pandemic hit, and the US went into lockdown. All 13 restaurants were forced to close, and the future of the company was once again in jeopardy. But this time, they had a secret weapon: online delivery. Unlike many other restaurants, Haidilao had already invested heavily into online delivery platforms. In fact, 40% of their revenue already came from online deliveries. So when dine-in traffic disappeared, it was easily replaced by delivery traffic. For the first time in their history, they actually benefited from a crisis. As we're recording this, they now have more than 1,000 locations across the globe, including 30 in North America. They serve over 4 billion bowls of noodles every year and generate billions of dollars in revenue. So now you know the story of Haidilao. But you might be wondering, how is it possible that they're so successful? What makes them different from all the other restaurants out there? Well, it all starts with their unique business model. Instead of selling their franchises the rights to use their brand, Haidilao actually prefers to sell them the rights to use their operating system. They want their franchisees to operate exactly the same way that they would if they were running the store themselves. This means that every Haidilao restaurant is virtually identical, no matter where you go in the world. This allows them to maintain control over the brand and ensure that every customer has the same great experience, regardless of where they are. Part of their operating system includes their secret sauce. Every single ingredient in their dishes are specially selected to fit within their system. For example, they only use lean meat and high-quality vegetables. They also have strict guidelines for cooking times and temperatures. And of course, they only serve the freshest ingredients. All of this goes into creating a consistent and high-quality product that customers know and love. Next, there's their unparalleled customer service. From the moment you walk into a Haidilao restaurant, you're greeted with a warm smile and shown to your seat. Servers are trained to be friendly and attentive, always checking in to see if you need anything else. They offer free drinks, free refills, and free desserts. But perhaps their most famous amenity is their free noodle bar. Once you finish your meal, you can head over to the noodle bar and choose from a variety of fresh noodles. The chefs will cook the noodles in front of you and serve them with a delicious sauce. But that's not all. If you're feeling creative, you can actually make your own noodles at the noodle bar. The staff will teach you how to make the perfect noodle dish from start to finish. And of course, you can enjoy your creation for free. Finally, there's their legendary training program. Haidilao has its own university where servers are trained to be the best in the industry. The university is located in the company's headquarters in Sichuan province and covers an area of over 500 acres. It's considered to be one of the largest private vocational schools in China and offers 2-year degrees in hospitality management. Graduates receive a diploma from Sichuan International Studies University and are eligible for jobs at any Haidilao restaurant worldwide. Now you might be wondering, Why they put so much effort into training their staff? Well, it all comes down to one word: consistency. By investing in their employees, Haidilao ensures that they are always able to deliver the same great customer experience, no matter where you go. This commitment to excellence has paid off in a big way. Their customers are some of the most loyal in the industry and are willing to wait for hours to get into their restaurants. In fact, during peak hours, it's not uncommon to see lines of 2,000 people waiting to get in. Their customers are so loyal that they're even willing to pay up to 50 more for a meal at Haidilao compared to other restaurants. And that's why Haidilao can charge premium prices while still serving billions of bowls of noodles every year. And lastly, let's talk about their marketing strategy. Haidilao isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience. From the moment you step foot into one of their restaurants, you're immersed in a unique and exciting atmosphere. They offer live music, dancing fountains, and even fireworks displays. But perhaps their most famous amenity is their free gift wrapping. When you're done eating, you can head over to the gift wrapping station and choose from a variety of free gifts. These gifts range from candy and flowers to toys and electronics. But perhaps the most popular gift of all is their free mascot costume. If you dress up in one of their mascot costumes, you're guaranteed to have a fun time. You can take pictures, dance, or even perform for the other customers. It's an unforgettable experience that keeps customers coming back for more. So there you have it, the story of Haidilao. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.